Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time of the world, what time of the day you're listening to, and what place of the world you're listening it from. My name's Amit Sodha, and I'm here today with my name twin, somebody also called Amit, but his name is Amit Sahni, owner or one of the founders of the business called Croftz from the Reg Tech industry. And I've had a lucky enough time to speak to him earlier on and see his journey. And no doubt we have some juicy bits of learnings to share along the way. So let's get straight into it. Amit, welcome. How are you?
I'm very fine. Glad to be with you.
Excellent stuff. Thank you for your time. And so let's go straight into it by you telling us a bit more about, what's your business all about and how long have you been in business for?
So, thank you, Amit. So the business Croftz is a Reg Tech business, which is on the journey of creating one of the world's finest digital platform for compliance, risk management, and regulatory reporting. Through our services, we aim to assist organizations with risk management associated with combating financial crime, money laundering, and funding of terrorism. We have been into the business now for over a year now.
Oh, okay. So the reg tech world is a very highly specialized world with specialist skills and knowledge. Tell me what made you want to start up a business in this area, please.
So I've been into the financial industry for almost 18 years before I started the business. So coming from banking world, that's where I spend most of my time. I saw an exciting and a biggest opportunity wherein I found a massive gap in the market, focusing on small and medium enterprises, wherein we thought that we can actually help these organizations to solve one of the biggest problem to manage compliance and risk through a tech platform, which made me start this business venture.
And do you have a tech background yourself?
By education, yes. But I don't need to be a techie myself to do anything. I have got one of the best
Mm.
tech team working with me.
Wow. Awesome. So it's kind of a good way of looking at it because you're looking at it from a non-tech perspective of how a non-tech person sees all this and creating a tech solution for it. Um, Kind of looking at it from the other side, isn't it?
That's right. So I always believe technology is an enabler to provide
Mm.
solutions to all businesses. And in my early stages of my career, and also my education background, I had, I spent a fair amount of time, understanding and studying about technologies and how it can actually benefit different businesses. But now we're doing it in real life situation, trying to solve problems for various businesses.
Brilliant, brilliant. And your background is really interesting. We had a chance to speak earlier on, and you mentioned that you've been in business for, or you were in a corporate world in banking for 18 years. On paper, a great industry to be in for a career, could be quite fulfilling. But then you chose to give it all up and start your own business. And almost all business owners are lunatics for just risking all that kind of stuff, starting a business where they don't know where the next payment's going to come from, etc. So, Amit, tell us a bit more about what made you want to jump ship from a steady world of being in corporate world to then risking it all for business. Where does that drive and
So
motivation come from?
yeah, I think the motivation came from an opportunity which I saw post financial crisis of 2008, wherein we saw that most of the businesses which when I was working in the bank and we were dealing with, we found that businesses were struggling to meet the evolving threat landscape while complying with ever growing changing regulations. And
Mhm.
specifically, SME segment in particular was lagging behind the current regulatory demand with disjoint systems and manual processes, which were either in-house or outsourced. So we found that specifically, the methods of doing KYCs, which is know your customers and know your business, were largely ineffective and cumbersome. So, for example, just like onboarding and performing due diligence at the bank was very slow, complex, involved replications, and in general, they were unfit for the purpose. So,
Mhm.
and further, there were very ever increasing demand to cut costs due to budgetary constraints, while implementing corrective or preventative measures, and it was a complete double whammy. So we thought, okay,
Mhm.
how can we sort this problem out using technology and with the financial background what I had? So we thought of coming out with a SaaS platform to provide a very low cost, affordable, and high quality solution to
Mhm.
small businesses which could afford either a big tech firm or didn't have the capabilities of implementing things in-house.
Right. So seems like one of your key objectives is to help smaller firms be compliant with the regulatory side of things to help them move forward. Now, okay, so that was your motivation, corporate world to business world, and along the way, what kind of lessons do you think you've learned as you diverted from a corporate world to becoming a professional as an entrepreneur? One of my key learnings was time management, or something I'm still trying to master really. Managing time in the corporate world is very different to managing your own time when you're having your own business. So, Amit, what about yourself? What would be your key lessons you've learned along the way?
I think for me, it was more on the leadership side. So I think leadership was one of the key learning for me. And then apart from that, be very focused, structured, manage your time effectively, and be a multitasker. And also
Mm,
having the ability to pick up the right talent for your organization who will support you to run and manage your business. So I think these were some of the key learning at the earliest stage for me.
mm. So picking up the right talent for your organization as you're kind of stitching it together as well. I mean, how important is it to get the right people on the bus with you?
I think it's like I would take an example of having the right partner when you want to get married. So getting the right talent is also getting the best partner for your business who will tell you how to run business effectively and take it to the next level itself. It is
Mm,
challenging getting the right people, given the time what we are in,
mm,
in last 3 years, specifically with coming out of the COVID itself, and the cost of living and cost of yeah, manpower and labor going up. But I was actually blessed with being, having the right connections coming from the banking world. So it wasn't a big challenge, but so we managed to get, good right talent in business itself.
awesome. Awesome. So for you, recruitment lie closely with the kind of relationships and connections you had from a previous career, bring it into your business world and kind of leveraging on that to help you get the right people on board as well. Okay. So looking ahead to the next 5 years, now you're very early in your growth curve at the moment, but looking ahead for over the next 5 years, what would you say your aspirations are? What is it you want to get to?
It's one word I would say we want to be the global leader providing services to on compliance to SMEs. So we
Mm,
want to be, when you talk about Uber, it comes about when you talk about ride sharing app, it's Uber. You think
mm.
about fast food, McDonald's. When you think about compliance, it should be Croftz. So Croftz for compliance.
Crofts for compliance. And where did the name Crofts come from?
The Croftz actually came uh, from it's an interesting story which we the way the name was invented, but Crofts actually stands for compliance. Let's see, regulatory reporting, operational risk management, financial crime compliance, transaction monitoring and screening zone.
Wow. So a bit of everything you do all in your name.
Exactly. So that's where
I
the
love it.
Crofts came from.
Interesting. Amazing. So yeah, that's where the name Crofts came from. Love it. And so next 5 years, you want to be the number one business in your particular area for regulatory reporting. And you said globally as well, not just within the UK or within one particular country, globally. So along the way to achieving that, no doubt, I'm pretty sure as a smart person, you agree, you will be facing some business challenges. What challenges do you think internally as a business, forget the external environment like recessions and political climate, what kind of internal challenges do you think you will face along the way?
I think for a business to a technology business to scale, comes with a lot of challenges. I think one of the biggest challenge which we feel it will be getting the right talent
Mm,
to on recruitment front, which will be getting the right skill set to do to do coding, to do development, and also then providing them sort of training and development to upgrade their skill sets. The second challenge which we see is in terms of having the right amount of capital to help us scale in international market, given the fact we have a high level of competition.
Mm.
And third is that getting getting a product acceptable in different markets with all the target customers which we are aspiring to be in. So, so yes, these are the few challenges which we see.
Gotcha. So kind of getting the right talent, having them well trained and skilled up, having the right amount of capital available for you to keep growing and fueling your growth, and finally getting the product into the market where you're looking to grow. Okay. And do you have a specific target market that you're looking to work with at the moment?
Yes. So our current target market is UK and Europe. And as we
Hmm.
grow, we will be looking to get into markets like US, India, Africa, and Middle East. It's
Hmm.
as I said, it's a software as a service platform. We call it a SaaS platform. And we can be just based in one location, but we can provide service through a web based offering to companies anywhere in the world.
Gotcha. Interesting. Okay. Um, and kind of looking backwards, looking backwards across the few years you've actually been developing and creating this business. Now, a lot of the people listening to this video will be startups themselves. What two pieces of advice, Amit, would you share to a startup business as they're looking to embark on any journey in any industry, from your learnings and your experience so far?
I think I will have more than two, but I will just tell that what we
Go
feel
on,
we.
have fit in three. You can
Yeah.
fit in three.
So I think
Top three.
I would say that, okay, for people who start up, dream big, and don't sleep over it. Go for it and just achieve your dreams.
Mm.
Second, be very innovative and creative in whatever you do. Do not copy and get bothered by what other people are doing. If you believe in something, just go for it and
Mm.
believe in and try to bring innovation in whatever you're doing. And third is just being focused and never give up.
Being focused and never giving up. I mean, with all this competition around, giving up could be an option for people, but I think, do you know what? There's too much out there. What keeps you focused at the moment? Your day to day, you spoke about you've got a little one, you've got a wife, you've got like a young family. I mean, what keeps you focused on the growth of your business?
I think it's just the love of the work which I do. So that drives me every day when I get up in the morning. I love what I do, and that helps me to go and do my day-to-day course and also drive the business to the next level. So if you don't like what you do, just leave it.
Love it. If you don't like what you do, just leave it. Loving the bravery there and the inspiration of just following your dreams. Amit, it's been amazing talking to you. I've made 1.5 pages of notes, just writing down things that you've shared, and I'm pretty sure people who've been listening can take away some great tips from you as well. But thank you very much for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure, and your learnings will definitely be rubbed off on people who can learn from this. So thank you very much for sharing it. Have a wonderful afternoon, and speak to you soon, mate.
Glad
Bye
to be with
bye.
you.